Alright, we're going to make a tapered column with recessed panel, and it looks like this. This is a symbol made from this. And if you look at the top, you'll see that it's made out of individual pieces. I just used one solid piece for this the center part, but you could certainly make that, create individual pieces for that too. It'd just be more work. And the reason it's different colors, if you apply a different material like this, and then you can apply something like a wood grain material. I've got a horizontal fur and a vertical fur. And then all the wood grain goes the same way. I'm just going to undo that. Or you can just apply different materials to the panel, for instance, and then make the rest of it the same color or whatever. And then this is the symbol over here, and what I've done is I've increased it to 16 by 16. The original is 12 by 12. And you can see that these side pieces get a little wider. Here's the original. But this cross piece at the top and the bottom stays the same. When you shorten it up, this top piece and the bottom piece reduce in size, which is not ideal. You could certainly put stretch planes. You could put one this way and one down the side, so they sort of form an X in the middle, but you can't put one sideways because of the taper. So let's build some of these. I'm just obviously in elevation view here, and I'm gonna start by drawing some CAD. So I just hit Tab, and I'm going to enter 12 and 72. And then it's important, not for this, but in a minute it's going to be important for this bottom to be at 0 down here. I want it to be even with the bottom of this. And so I'm just going to move this over a little bit. I'm going to click this line down here. And then when I open this up, what I need is this Y position value. So I'm going to just click length and angle. I'm going to copy this. Cancel. And I'm going to select this and use transform replicate. To move it down. So now when I look at this, you can see this line is at 0. And while that's selected, I'm going to make a couple of copies. And then I'll drag them over here. Pick up the center down here and snap to that corner. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to make this 9. And that's the shape of this. 12 inches at the bottom, 9 inches at the top. So pick up this corner and that corner. select that line. While it's selected, I'm going to use this tool, Intersect, join two lines. I've got it 1 on my keyboard. And so all that does is go until those lines join. What I need is the length of this line, so that's 288 inches. So we'll go over here to Plan. We're going to make these out of pyramids. And I'm going to eventually need 2 of them. So this is 288. I'm going to truncate it at 72 inches. And I want side length and 12. Say OK. And then back to elevation. We're going to do the same thing with this one. I want this to be 10 inches. And this up here will be 7. So this is going to form the inside. This piece will essentially fit up inside of this and allow us to make these individual pieces. And that'll become obvious in a minute. So we'll just do the same thing, pick up the center. And join those two. 240. So this pyramid is 240. Truncated at 72. And we're going to make this side length and make it 10. And then this one, I'm going to subtract 5 from that. And I'm going to subtract 7 from that. And while it's selected, we're going to make it a polyline solid. And let's make it 18 inches. That 18 is not critical. You'll see what that's going to be used for in just a second. So we're done with these two pieces. So let's go back over here, and there's that polyline solid. So I'm going to select it, copy it, rotate it, and I like to save a copy of all these things in case you need them later. And then I'm going to select this one and center it on that one. And then we're going to turn those into solids. And we're going to union them together. And again, I'm just going to make a copy. I've got a little workspace set up right here. And workspace is kind of a misnomer. I've just got 2 lines right here, and I'm going to use these 2 lines. I'm going to work on this stuff right here in the middle, and I can use these 2 lines to center, reflect about, etc. So again, I'm gonna make 2 copies of those. Alright, select this one and center it over this. And select the big one, subtract the small one. Let's see if we can go over here. You can see all the parts I'm making here. You see what I just did? I created a hollow cylinder. It's tapered. And while I'm here, I'm going to pick up this. Let's see. I think instead I'm going to just going to use some of this blue color. Alright, again I'm going to make a copy of this. Now this thing, you can see here that I've just taken this and I'll select the darker blue and subtract that. So there's my 4 legs. So I'm going to make a copy of those. I'm going to make a copy of this. Center it down there. Maybe easier to do this in plan. Yep. Yep. Alright. I've deleted a little bit too, this didn't work perfect. I've deleted a little bit too much. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy and reflect about that. So I'm going to copy. Take those pieces and center them over here. Copy. Save. I'll draw a solid around this. This is going to be 62 inches. That's 72 inches minus 4 inches for the top rail and 6 inches for the bottom rail. And that needs to be 6 inches up. Okay, and so you see what that does. And then I need 3 more of those. Alright, so back over here, I'm going to select that. Yeah, let's see, we need to select all of those and make them into solids. So I'll select that, subtract one of those, I'll select that, subtract one of those, select that. So there's our multi-piece structure. Now we just need to fill in the center. And so I'm going to take one of these small ones. And this probably doesn't need to be done. I'm going to make this 6 inches for the bottom 0. Make a copy of it. Open it. Make it 4 inches. Make it 72 to the top. Select both of those and turn them into solids. I'll select this. Subtract that. Subtract that. Center there. And center there. A lot of little steps, a lot of probably a better, quicker, easier way to do this. One thing I found when I'm working on these things is to try to work on the biggest parts as possible. Try not to, when you're doing all this subtracting, try not to subtract little parts. That's why when I made these blue-green ones here, I put a big solid in the middle and then used it to make the parts instead of trying to make them individually. Anyway, you could block these, architectural block these together, turn it into a symbol. Next up, part 2, I'll put a molding on this, and it's tiny bit tricky because it needs to be canted to match the slope of this.